All right, welcome everybody to another edition of Spotlight on Addiction and Recovery. Scott Jones with you once again, and one of my favorite people, and you've been one of my favorite people for a long time. Now, I gotta get this right. Is Sarah? Is it Sanders or Saunders? How do you say it?
It is Sanders. There is no U.
Okay, but in some places they say Saunders, don't they?
They do. They try to make it with a long U sound.
Yeah, it's wrong.
It's completely wrong.
So knock that off.
Not only is it wrong, it's erroneous.
It's a. Oh, okay. Big words today. Okay. And Sarah, I'm excited to talk to you because we've worked together before. You came in, you did some training with Addiction Training Center, which is a sponsor of our show here. But you've got a new project that you're so excited about, and that's what we want to talk about today, right?
Thank you very much. I do. I am the new community liaison for Neuropsychiatric Addiction Clinic in Port St. Lucie, Florida.
One more time, Neuropsychiatric Addiction Clinic
Yes.
in Port St. Lucie.
Correct.
Got
So
it.
what that means is I am somebody who bridges the gap between the community and the treatment center itself in the realm of mental health and substance abuse. So I will go out and speak with hospitals, nursing staff, families. I get to do a special little type niche job. I am not there to only work in the facility. I am out amongst the masses. I'm trying to help anybody I possibly can. And by doing so, I liaison for the community. It's exactly what the title says it is.
Okay. All right. Now, about this facility itself, it's brand new.
Yes.
A friend of mine, Bob, is involved in it, and we got a lot of good people involved. But tell me, how would you describe the facility itself as far as what do they do?
So the facility in regards to what we do is we are a mental health residential. So we will take what's considered high risk that other people are afraid to take.
Obviously, because you have a lot of faith in the medical staff and everyone
Correct.
else to do the right thing.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
All right, so you do the detox, and what else you got going on?
We also have a residential program. So we will offer them the residential portion, which is the live-in 28 to 35 day stay with neuropsychiatric, in which it's a step down from the detoxification.
Right.
I like to call it the detox after the detox. It gives them a chance to get their head on straight. Addiction, substance abuse, alcohol use disorder, it really messes up the brain chemistry and how it thinks and works.
Right.
That takes a very long time to get back to normal. Not even a stay in any treatment center is going to really accomplish that fully. You're going to need anywhere from 18 to 24 months even to get through the post-acute withdrawal symptoms that you won't even at times realize you've been having till long after the fact in hindsight.
Yes.
So the detox after the detox, as I like to call it, or the residential portion of the substance abuse treatment for neuropsychiatric is 28 to 30 days of getting back into life. So now you're getting up out of bed, you're making your bed, you're going to group therapies, you're being amongst peers that are all struggling with the similar type things you are. You're talking about your addiction. You're getting along with others that are also talking about their addiction.
Okay.
You're not feeling like such a black sheep anymore, and hopefully at this point you're not feeling too alone.
Yeah.
You're learning ways to cope with and deal with your problem, and that's not only through group therapies, that's through the life skills portion of our program. Making your bed, getting a schedule, eating at the same day, eating at the same time every day.
Yeah. Now, some people out there listening to the show might be thinking, well, who needs to be taught how to get out of bed and feed themselves? Well, people with addiction problems, because they've lost the ability to do the basic skills they need to survive. It's taken such a low priority in their lives that they are now out of practice. And I think if there's one word to describe recovery, it's about practicing. practicing healthy daily activities, practicing healthy communication, practicing healthy behaviors and other things. So they need to practice all of those skills.
Absolutely.
And you guys focus on that.
We focus on all of those skills. We form treatment plans that are individualized based off of every individual that comes in, of what specifically they need to work on in their lives to feel successful and productive and not go back to that old life. And these are all aspects of that.
And this is not one of those, I hate to say, because there are some large facilities that are decent in the country, I know that.
Yes.
But majority of them, unfortunately, get lost. You become a number.
Yes.
This is a smaller facility, so that it's more intimate and there's more direct contact with the clients at all times, right?
We are a 30-bed, all level of care boutique style.
Boutique makes it sound so fancy.
It's a little bit fancy.
Okay.
Only because of the esteemed people that we do have owning and operating it. Their vision was to create a high-end environment. So they did choose to have quality over quantity in those areas, to whereas instead of having a 60, 70, 80 surplus facility, they chose to have a 30-bed facility that's extremely nice and high scale.
Excellent, excellent. And, you've been around to a few different places and worked with other places, and certainly because of your job, been in contact with a lot of places.
Correct.
How would you categorize the feeling there, as far as, because I mean, let's get down to it, brass tacks. We could talk about therapies and everything all day long. The truth is, what really counts is how a client is treated and how a client feels while they're in the facility. So, can you describe that or speak to that?
Neuropsychiatric Addiction Clinic has a family feel. They have tons of time with anybody that they need. We have open door policies. All programming aside, everybody knows everybody there. The problem we have isn't making them feel at home. It's getting them to understand it's not their permanent home, and that we do have to have them move on to that descending level of care when they're done with us.
Right.
Which is a good thing. It makes you feel good. They don't want to leave. They want to stay and finish their entire 18 months of early recovery with us. But unfortunately, that's not the way the world works.
But you are there for the support afterwards.
We
It's not like,
continue.
hey, you're done, out the door, don't call us, we won't call you, right?
Correct. We have a thriving alumni.
Excellent.
We follow up with all of them at minimum twice a month. They know that we have an open door policy and an open phone policy, so if they're struggling, they can call back. They will stay in touch with their therapists. All of those things are available to them.
Now we can't escape the elephant in the room right now, which is COVID, and people have concerns about going places. Are there measures in place to protect people while they are in treatment during this crisis time?
Absolutely, Scott. So we have quarantined off two sides of each wing, and they happen to have their those beds are set aside for those people. So we will bring them in. They do not go into contact with anybody else. They even have a separate entrance. And what they will do is we will blood test right away. We will enzyme test right away. We have a special staff just for those quarantine areas, male and female, on each
Okay.
side of our facility. And unless we get those tests back, they have to stay
Right.
where they are. As soon as we get the negative test back, we will release them into the population.
And then obviously with the medical supervision you constantly monitor
Constant.
even after the fact. So certainly for those people who might be concerned about sending their loved one to treatment right now, it's almost a safer environment in a place like yours, the neuropsychiatric addiction treatment. It's almost safer there than it is at home because
Yes.
there is so much testing and so
Yes.
much attention paid to this physical, emotional, and mental health of the client.
Correct. We continue monitoring them. We will take temperatures up to 6 times a day if we have to.
Wow.
Yes. Well, we have the
Right, yeah.
temple.
Hey, whatever it is, it's not a rectal thermometer, so let's just get past it. All right? We already know this. We
Scott
got
is
this.
correct.
No,
We do not go in
that's the old days.
inappropriate
Those
areas.
are the old days. How happy are you working with your new place here?
I'm just beyond happy. The skill set in which I've obtained to work in my field, and the knowledge I've been able to gather over the last seven, almost 8 years, has made it to where I can represent and align with a facility such as this extremely proudly. I do get an opportunity to work for the esteemed Bob Lehman. I know everybody's ears that knows Bob just perked up. He's touched many lives and will continue to touch many lives. And I'm honored that I get the opportunity to work and train under such a knowledgeable individual right now, as well as the our clinical director. He's knowledgeable beyond words. Our medical director, Dr. Toledo, who other people also know. He's just a good man, and he's in it for the right reasons. I get to work for and be mentored by 60 plus years of industry experience.
Wow.
That goes a long way.
Sarah, I have to ask. I mean, like I said, you're one of my favorite people. I love seeing you. It's always
Ditto.
great. And Bob, wonderful as well. Karen and I right here at ATC, and of course Spotlight on Addiction and Recovery. Love seeing you guys, and
Thank
we're
you.
so excited with your new project and to be involved and to help you guys out. But I got to ask you, there's got to be easier ways to make a living. Why do you do this? Why do you put yourself through this? Because it could be heartbreaking too.
It's a very good question that I actually don't get asked that a lot. There's a lot easier ways to make a living, and there's a lot easier ways to make more money making a living.
Yes.
With a lot less stress and a phone that doesn't have phone calls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and to not be able to have really a turn-off switch it's difficult. But I personally believe my personal mantra, which is trademarked and copyrighted,
Okay.
there is no greater there's no greater reward in life than having a hand in helping save a life. There's no greater reward. There's no greater gift. There's no other charge, if you will, than saving a life. What else is there?
Yeah.
There's also, which this is not mine, and this is actually in all of our literature of a program, a 12-step program that has taught me very well over the last 7.5 years. There is no greater gift than the gift of hope. So not only are you helping yourself by saving a life, you're giving that life hope that they can have a life. And to me, that's just all what everything's about. That makes me feel extremely fulfilled. Knowing that a mother would call me and say, my son wouldn't be alive if you didn't have a hand in his life. Thank you. You saved my child. Knowing that a sister's going to call me and say, my sister has a year sober right now because you. Out of all the 10, 15 people that took a job at her, and you were able, old clients, I get choked up. Old clients that come to me and say, I have 2 years sober and I wouldn't be here if you weren't a part of my life. And now I have a husband and I'm pregnant and I'm going to have a baby in that family that we always talked about. That's why I do what I do. And when you do that the first time, nothing matches with that feeling ever again. So the only way to get that feeling ever again is to recreate that scenario as best as possible through multiple lives and multiple families and multiple people. And that's what gets me up every morning, Scott. That's why I do what I do.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing that with me. I find it's working with people with issues and addictions and mental health, alcoholism, and all the things that go on. Your heart gets ripped out at least once a week. And there's been so much heartbreak. But for every single person that is lost, somebody's saved, somebody's found. And if I had to spend my whole life trying to help people and one person has helped, that's somebody's mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, son, or daughter. It's somebody important and it's worth doing.
That's right. That's right.
And of all the things we could do, I'm proud to be in an industry with people like you. and to be sharing my time with people like you. It makes me believe in what we do and why it's important. And I thank you for that.
Thank you, Scott.
You're awesome. And I want people to go check you out. Check out it's the Neuropsychiatric Addiction Clinic, and I'm looking at it because I know it's on the screen, but I want to give it to you. npaddictionclinic.com is the website. It's got a little tour of the facility, but give them a call. Reach out. If you want to talk to Sarah directly, let them know, but give them a call at the number on the screen. Ask questions. They're an open book. You want to talk about something, they're going to talk to you.
Absolutely.
A phone call doesn't mean you're committed to anything.
No.
But if you don't ask questions and if you don't reach out, the one time you don't reach out could be the last time you had an opportunity to do it. So please do it now. Reach out.
Please reach out today. If you're struggling and you think that you're not quite sure, but you just know that something's wrong, let us know. Call us. If you want to specifically speak with me, ask for Sarah. It doesn't matter to me if you've made a decision or not. If you feel that something is abrupt in your life and you need to change that, that your stars aren't aligned, that you're not living your best life, that you're not being the best version of yourself, and you just want to talk about that, you give me a buzz and we're going to chat about that.
All right, so stay tuned because we're going to spend more time with Sarah in the very near future. We're going to be doing some projects together, and I'm very excited about that.
Yes.
All of it just for the simple reason that somebody has to reach out, and we are honored to be the people that get to do that. So check them out. Give them a call at the number on the screen. Make sure you like us on the ATC network on YouTube, and check out our webpage with Addiction Training Center. But for now, with Spotlight on Addiction and Recovery, Scott Jones, my guest Sarah, we want to thank you for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.